Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, I think we all got muted. I don't know if anybody else is on the.
Yeah, I have unmuted everyone, but still I'm not. Okay, sure. Yeah, yeah. Okay, but if they want to ask anything, then we need to unmute them, right? Okay. Okay. In the meanwhile, Rajendra will unmute everyone. So I hope everyone is able to view my screen. Okay. So my name is Rangaswamy, and I have around 14 plus years of experience in SAP and various modules like FICO, FSCM, and Treasury, and group reporting as well. So I have experience on both implementation and support and rollout as well. So coming to this overview session, just I will go ahead, I will walk through the overview session on the group reporting, what are the functionalities that exist, and just I will give brief introduction on the history of the group reporting and everything. So in the meanwhile, if you have any questions or anything, you can raise your hand and you can interrupt me in between so that I can clarify your queries. So hope everyone is able to view my screen. Resuming, and if you have any, in the meanwhile, Rajendra is working on unmuting your all members. I don't know, I'm not able to do it, but he will try to unmute everyone. Okay, so I'm hope now you are able to view my screen. Okay. So today's on the agenda side, group reporting overview. If time permits, we'll go ahead with the demo. And what is the roadmap of the group reporting? And next we'll have the last but not the least, the Q&A session. So coming to the group reporting, prior to the group reporting, SAP has different solutions on the consolidation side. So one of the solution in ECC and in the BI side is that ECCS is the one on the ECC system, and BCS is on the resides on the BW system. So these are the two solutions which we have prior to the group reporting, and also SAP came up in between with the business BPC, that is business planning and consolidation. It resides on both the BW as well as on the Microsoft as well, Microsoft Office as well. So on that it will work on both the sides. And then after S4 HANA introduction, SAP came up with another solution called as a real-time consolidation, which is an embedded solution. So where we are going to do the only the consolidation part, but in PPC we can do both the planning and consolidation. But in the S4 HANA, we'll go ahead with the real-time consolidation only. And SAP has another solution is called as a financial consolidation. It's a standalone solution. It is also a cloud-based solution where we are going to do the financial consolidation and everything. So irrespective of all the different solution, SAP has taken the features from each solution and came up with another solution called as a group reporting. So it has taken the solutions like data collection features from the financial cloud solution, and document principal concept is based on the BCS and ECCS, and methods and FS item properties from the BPC concepts. So it has taken the features from each of the solution and come up with the concept called as a group reporting. So which resides on the S4 HANA box itself only. So no need to transfer the data and everything. Real time, you are going to release the data from Universal Journal to the consolidation table, and sorry. So and then you can perform all the consolidation activities. So once we release the data from the Universal Journal table to the consolidation table, that is called as the UpDocu table. So that is the main thing. So here we are going to group reporting will work for both SAP companies as well as non-SAP companies as well. So we can upload the data for non-SAP entity, non-SAP companies as well into the group reporting. Yeah. So this is about on the what are the existing solutions on the consolidation, and now SAP came up with the solution called as the group reporting. So this is the one high-level comparison where it will give the difference between the solutions ECCS and BPC embedded and the group reporting. So the group reporting solution, it came up in 1809 onwards with limited features only. So then later on, SAP came up with different solutions, improving on the solution wise in 1909 and 2020, and keep on adding up the solutions, and based on the feedback from the customers, it's a keep on adding up the solution and improvising the solution as well. Now we have 2021 is the latest solution, on-premise solution, which we have. SAP came up both on the cloud as well as on the on-premise solution, the group reporting. So here it gives the high-level comparison and the group reporting. So it's either way, BCS and ECS is not an S4HANA core, but BPC embedded and group reporting is research on the S4HANA, and ECCS is on the ECC side, and BPCD with these two solutions are not. BW platform, BCS is the BW platform, and BPC is also BW platform, but group reporting is not on the BW platform. Configuration we are going to do through the GUI. Here we have the BPC web client, but here in group reporting we are doing through the GUI as well as the SAP Fury. So till 1909 2020 also still we are doing certain configuration transactions by using the GUI transactions only. Most of the 90% everything we are doing through the Fury app only. So we have the monitors. Yes, we have the data monitor and the consolidation monitor. To perform the consolidation, first we are going to capture the data. So that capturing of the data, everything we'll do it through the data monitor. Then once we collect the data, then we will do the consolidation through the consolidation monitor. And reporting side, in BCS, ECS, it's a GUI and BW query and BI should. Here BPC embedded means totally on the resides on the BW, right? So we are using the BW queries and BI should, but here Fury and the BI should also. Data release, here it's not possible releasing of the data, but in the BPC embedded we are releasing the data from ECC to the BW, from BW to the BPC. In this case, yes, we are releasing the data from Universal Journal to the consolidation group reporting table. Data validation is possible in all the solutions. Off-the-shelf content is possible in ECS, and BPC embedded is not possible. In group reporting is possible. So that is on the high level differentiate between the group reporting and BPC as well as on the ECCS. So if you look at this landscape of the group reporting is on the HANA database itself only. So it resides on the same system itself. You can change it from 1909 to 2021 now on premise, and for the reporting side and the configuration side, either So for reporting side, we can use SAP Analysis for Office 2.8, or we can use the SAP Fury as well. So here we are using the configuration for SAP Fury and reporting as well. Both we are doing this. So we can go ahead with SAP Analysis, but as of now, I never got an opportunity to work with SAP Analysis for Office. Always here I'm working with SAP Fury itself only. So this is on the landscape side. And regarding coming to the central finance, you may have a question that whether the group reporting can be implemented as a central processes in the central finance or not. Yes, you can implement the group reporting as well in the central finance, because we are releasing the data, right? So everything, the data is coming from the non-SAP systems as well, and from the SAP system and non-SAP system to the central finance, from the that comes and resides in the universal journal. Then we are going to release the data to the group reporting for the corporate close. So central processes you can perform, as well as entity close you can do it through the universal journal. That is also possible. So you can see this, we are getting the data from SAP or non-SAP, and everything comes to the central finance. From the central finance we can perform, you can do it, and corporate close also you can do it. That is also feasible. Okay, so any questions? Rajendra, can you unmute them? Rajendra?
Yeah, can we do matrix consolidation in the group reporting?
Yeah, I will come to that point as well.
Okay.
It's feasible. Matrix consolidation is also feasible. In the initial solution, it is not possible. So from 1909 onwards, it's feasible to have the matrix consolidation as well. Okay. So this is the architecture for the group reporting. So we may have the different source systems, and everything comes to the here to the universal journal. Then you can do the local operational accounting, and everything closing can be happened. Then later on we are moving the data to the corporate group reporting. So we are going to release the data. So for the reporting purpose, we can use the SAP Analytics Cloud, as well as, and for the planning also we can we can have an integration between the SAC with the group reporting also. You can develop a reports in the SAP Analytics Clouds, as well as if you want to do the planning at the corporate level, you can do the planning, and you can release the data from SAC to the group reporting. That is also possible. And for the data collection, we have the GRDC, which is in place. So we can use this particular solution for uploading of the non-SAP companies, and we can load into the universal journal. And finally, we are doing this everything for the reporting, right? So we can use the SAP disclosure management for the publishing of all the reports. Either you can use Analytics Cloud, as well as in the Fury apps also. We have the standard 2 apps are available for the reporting. Either you can use the Fury, or if you have doing this planning and everything, then we can do the development of the reports and everything in the Ssc as well. So this is the integrated platform for the group reporting. So this slide will give us the differentiate between on the consolidation side, how it's happening in the ECC and now in the S/4HANA. So you can have the different applications, SAP and other ERPs. So we are going to upload the data through the CSV file to the corporate close. So from SAP, we are transferring the extract, transform, and looping of the data tools. So to the data warehouse, then we are doing this financial consolidation group. So now it has made a simplified on this landscape wise. So we have a different solutions. Then it comes to the Outdoor, that is universal journal. Everything, the data will get posted to this particular universal journal. From there, we'll release the data to the group reporting. So it's very simplified landscape for the group reporting. So this slide will give us the high level comparison of the group reporting table. So in Outdoor, we have how many fields, and in Outdoor, this is the table where we are going to release the data from universal journal to the group reporting. So once you release the data, it will transfer the data from OcDoc to the OcDoc table. If we have the planning SAC, then the planning data will resides in this, and we are going to transfer the data from OcDoc P to the OcDoc table. So this is the one cloud integration as well. For the consolidation purpose, everything the planning data will resides in this particular table. So we have to release the data as well. And we have, apart from these tables, we have other tables as well. That is fancy tables for the group reporting. And if you want to do the troubleshooting and anything on the data analysis, then we have the TF1 tables as well. So that is the main thing on the table side, which we are going to use in the group reporting. So here it gives the data update, how we are going to normally, if we have the central finance, so through the central finance also the data is going to update in this universal journal table. And we have the ledger wise S4 HANA ledger, normal ledger concept. Here we have the consolidation ledger and S4 HANA ledger only. This is for the planning purpose. So we can cloud for planning download also, we can do it through FlexFile, Flexifile, through CSV file also we can upload the data directly into the OcDoc table. So here also we can upload for the non-SAP companies, we can upload the data directly to the group reporting table. So that is also possible. Even you can load data for the SAP companies as well. So that also we are going to load this data through FlexFile also we can upload the data. So relevant solutions, especially when it has been released, this slide will give us a clear picture. So BCS is after 2000, ECCS is prior to the 2000, and everyone is aware BPC came up from 2015, and with the consolidation solution, embedded solution, this is 2015. Consolidation standard version is 2008 only, and analytic cloud 2016, and group reporting for data collection in 2017. And S4 HANA Finance for group reporting on-premise solution came from 1809 onwards, and cloud it came earlier prior to 1 year, this 2017. And this S4 HANA year, everyone is aware that came from 2015 onwards. So 2010 is the base for the HANA database. This slide will give us the clear picture difference between the on-premise and the cloud-based platform. So how it works on the reporting side and the releasing of the data and configuration, how you are performing the configuration and everything. It gives the clear differentiate between the on-premise and the cloud. So on-premise, you know that it's a yearly release cycle, and cloud it's a quarterly basis. And configuration, we are using Fury as well as GUI, but here we are using the expert services as well. We have to raise a ticket to the SAP. If you are going ahead with the Ssc UI also, we can do that. Expert services also we can utilize for the configuration side. So Ssc UI means self-service configuration user, and with that also we can do this. And 1909 and 1911. So here we can do this. One second. So there is no matrix consolidation in 1809, but matrix consolidation is feasible from 1909 onwards. That is possible from 19. Initial solution, there is no matrix solution, but later on SAP came up with the solution for the matrix consolidation as well. Rest of the things, everything is remained same. And one more change is that initially there is no integration between the SAC in 1809 solution, but from 2009 this embedded SAC also is available in on-premise as well. So what are the key terms in the consolidation solutions? So any questions till now? Anyone before going to this key terms in the group reporting? So we are using, these are the main key terms in the okay. So we have the posting level, document type, consolidation unit, consolidation group, partner unit, financial statement item, version, and sub item. These are the main key terms in the group reporting. So the posting level is going to, we have the posting key or anything that you can compare it. So which we are going to differentiate the transactions, right? With the posting key, we can identify whether it's a debit or credit, or whether it's a vendor transaction, it's a customer transaction, or a GL transaction. In the same way, we are going to identify the with the posting level the differences of the transactions, how the data through the posting level, if it is released the data from universal journal to the OCDAQ table, group reporting table, then it will update with the posting level 00. If it is an inter-unit elimination, it's at 20. And if a group reporting consolidation posting, it's at 30. Same, we are using the concept of the BPC, audit trial in BPC. So that is a solution here. They have utilized the same, they brought up the same solution in the group reporting. And document type. So for every posting, we need to have a document, right? It's the same concept as in S4HANA Finance. We have the same concept for every transactions. We have the document type as well. So the document type and the posting level will remain the same. So we are going to assign the posting level in the document type. And consolidation unit. So in the main consolidation unit, it's a legal and legal entity or management reporting entity, you can call it as. In SAP Finance, we call it as a company. In group reporting, we call it as a consolidation unit. So we'll define the company, right? In OX 15, define companies. So whatever the company you define, the same thing we are going to define as a consolidation, not the company code. So company only. So we are defining the company as a consolidation unit in the group reporting. And consolidation group, we have, suppose we may have a different consolidation units in different regions, and now we want to group those consolidation units according to the region wise. Then we are going to define the consolidation group, and then we'll assign all the consolidation units under that particular group itself only. That is the main purpose of a consolidation group. Then we have the partner unit, like we are trading partner, we are defining, right, in the same way, but he's not participating in all the activities, but only for the intercompany transaction. Then we are going to define the company as a partner unit as well. And financial statement item in FI, we call it as a GL account, as an operational chart of account as a GL account. So we are defining the, so in group report, we call it as a financial statement item. So N is to 1. Multiple operational accounts can be assigned to one FS item. So we may have a different GL accounts for the customers, right? So one-time customer or domestic customer or foreign customers or anything. So we may have a different reconciliation accounts for customers. So then we'll assign all those reconciliation accounts to one particular FS item only. Either you can make it one to one, but as per the standard, SAP says to use the standard FS items only. So you can create your own FS items, but use the existing FS items only, because already they have done the mapping and everything. So we are going to use the standard FS items only. So if you have any questions or any doubts, you can message me. The chat, you can send it. So that is about on the financial state, group account for consolidation and version. So how we have the version in controlling area, here also we are going to define the version, which is going to differentiate between the actual plan and the forecast. So we are going to define the version and sub item. So for every financial statement item, we are going to assign the sub item as well, whether it's a balance sheet account or whether it's a P&L account. So for the balance sheet account, we'll assign the transaction type, and for the function, for the P&L accounts, we'll assign the functional area. So this is about the sub item. These are the main key terms in the consolidation solutions. So real-time consolidation means here quality-wise, speed-wise, and transparency, single source of truth. Either way, everything we are going to transfer to the group reporting table. So we can make an adjustment because the solution resides within the system itself only. So we can have if you want to make any adjustments, you can make adjustment and release the data. That also you can do it, or you can post manual adjustment. It is also can be posted directly in the group reporting. instead of posting from the in the finance, then you have to release it and you have to perform all other activities. Instead of that, you can post manual adjustment entries also. You can post it and you can close that particular task. So there, that why there were in the meanwhile you can save the time as well, and you can close the task within the stipulated time. And finally, it's you have the transparency on the data whichever you have posted in this. So we are using the same master data. We are not going to define any separate master data here. Whatever the data we have, the GL accounts, we are using the same, and they have defined companies and everything remains the same. So no additional master data we are defining. Just we are defining the only the data, very less data master data in the group reporting. So rest of the thing, everything we are using the existing one itself on it. So already you may have done everything on the quality side on the existing master data. So no need to rework on that particular master data. So exactly what you mean to by FAGLFC trans means, I'm not getting this, your question. Can you elaborate on this?
This is the T code where currency translation happens for the central finance, right? So that's what.
See, we have a separate currency translation as well in group. So we have a separate transaction we are going to execute, because you may have a different consolidation units, but we are going to define the currency. We are going to define the version. In the version, you will define the consolidation currency. So if you have the consolidation unit in euro currency, but you are performing your consolidation at USD level, then we have to transfer the data, whatever the data you have released from Universal Journal to the OGDOC, then you have to do the currency translation. Before going to the consolidation task, execution of the consolidation task, we have to do the currency translation. There is a separate transaction for the currency translation. So whatever the currency translation you are doing in at entity level, it remains in the central bank. You are going to use the same, but we have a separate currency translation in the group reporting. Hope this clears your doubt, right?
Yeah, I understand, but is there any possibility that you will be covering this T code, how it works?
Because that is totally central finance. That is on the S4 HANA financial side, right? So we are discussing about on the group reporting. So in the group reporting, we will be focusing on the group report, not on the finance side.
Because they wanted to use the instead of using the currency translation process from group reporting, one of the client, they wanted to use this transaction and directly take the group currency from the central finance.
Yeah, I got it, your question. There is a separate process is there while defining of the consolidation unit. Then your group currency and there is a possibility to maintain additional fourth currency while releasing of the data. So we have to maintain additional currency. Then everything will be translated to the group currency. Then you are going to release that data with the group currency to the group reporting. Then no need to do any currency adjustments. There is a different solution for that. This transaction code is not at all necessary. We have to make some changes at the ledger level. So we have to maintain a separate currency. So that so you have the company code in euro, but your group currency is USD. Then you need to have a additional currency type. So that you have to maintain it. So then it will get and posted to the universal. Then you are going to release that data to the group reporting. So then no need of any currency translation, but you have to execute the task of the currency translation, but there won't be any changes on that.
Yeah, that I understand. See, as we are doing the currency translation in S4,
yeah,
and directly taking it to the group reporting, I just wanted to understand how this currency translation works in S4 before moving it into the group reporting. So if you have any idea, if you can touch a few minutes in the course, then it would be great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you go ahead in the course side, we have to take a different scenarios on this. See. So first we need to understand the basic concepts, how the group reporting it works and everything. You need to understand all the companies will not go ahead to have the finance S4HANA finance currency same in the group reporting also. So at the time we may have a different solutions for that. So I will explain how to achieve that particular solution while explaining on the consolidation unit. So we have the different configuration steps over there. So there you have to select the currencies as well, additional currency. Then you need to configure that in finance. You have to make some changes on the financial side as well. Then it can be achieved. Then normal after currency adjustments, how you want to release the data also, it depends. So that if you want to release the data on the daily basis or on monthly basis. After closure of your entity, you want to release the data means then you might have performed already the currency translation adjustment, right? So then no need to do any currency adjustments in the group reporting.
Okay, so yeah, I just want to ensure that you'll be touching this scenario also.
Yeah, that I will explain. When we go ahead with the consolidation unit, at the time we're going to maintain the currency, right? So whatever the currency, then you may have a version currencies there. So then how it differs? If it is differs, then we are doing the currency translation. If you want to skip that, then I will explain what are the steps you have to take care.
Okay.
Then
okay,
it can be.
you.
So it's going to save the time because traditionally group currency, you can see that in the previous slide also we have seen we have to upload the data and then we need to release the data and everything. But now everything data remains in the same on-premise solution only. So we are going to save the time. Almost all, as per the SAP session, we are going to save the time of 2 weeks of time by implementing of the group reporting in the on-premise solution itself only, because everything we are performing all the transactions in S4HANA Finance, then we are releasing the data. So once we release it, then we'll do all the intercompany eliminations and everything will happen. Otherwise, if you look at in the traditional way, then we have to, once the period is closed, then we need to upload the data, then we do the currency translation, then intercompany eliminations and consolidation calculations. Then finally you'll get the report. Now, so we'll start everything with the elimination itself only. Once the period is end, then we'll do the elimination process. Then we'll go ahead with the consolidation calculation. We'll get the final report itself on. So we are going to save the time with this, particularly on the group reporting.
So we can do that in the BPC also.
Yeah.
You can transfer the data on daily basis and you can do the consolidations, right? You can automate that. So
yeah,
what is that? Is it really that much difference in the time saving?
Yes. See, ECC, if you want to do it on daily basis, so once the end of the day, you're releasing the data to the BW, right?
Right.
But the BW, it goes next day only.
Right.
After closure of the business means then it goes on the BW to the BW on the next day itself. From the BW, it will take another 1 day to the BPC. So 1 day delay is there. Right?
Why 1 day? Why 1 day? Immediately you can do that, right?
You can do it, but at the time the business users also should be there, right? Night time, no one will work. So next day only they will start their work in the BPC side, right?
No, immediately after closing the period, let's say, okay, I'm just comparing between the BPC and group reporting. Suppose if you want to continue this, otherwise we can have it at a later point of time.
No issue. See, ECC we have closed the day today. So now we have closed it and you have transferred the data to the BW.
Right. Immediately I can do it as soon as I close.
Yeah.
I can transfer.
See, then it goes to the BPC, BW. From BW, it goes to the BPC.
Yeah, that steps can perform immediately, right? So we can move it into BW immediately. I can move it into BPC. I can automate everything through the process chain and bring it into the BPC consolidation. I can do the consolidation, right? So why do you need to wait for one more day? We don't have to, right?
You have to, right? So when you are closing after 12 o'clock only, right? You'll close the book.
Anytime we can close, right? So let's say that.
No. In ECC, it will not possible, right? You see, in ECC, every day, every hour, you are getting posting of the transactions. So once in a day, you can schedule every hour. Also, you can schedule a job also to transfer the data to the BW. But it will not be possible. No one will do that. It is too risky, right? Transferring of the releasing of the data from ECC to the BW. So
Okay,
that
let me put it this way. Let's say that you have closed ECC, okay, S4 or okay. Then you are releasing the journals in the group reporting. The same way, you can also move the data from ECC into BW and move it into BPC and continue the consolidation process, right?
yeah, that is possible, but accurate data will not be there, right? In between, if you once you are transferred, if someone has posted the transaction, those transactions will not be there, right?
No, after closing, I'm talking
After
about
month end, you are saying.
yeah?
After month end, you are saying, or the end of the day, you are saying.
Month end closing. I say, let's say that after the month end closing, the time I'm talking from the time saving point of view. Let's say that you have closed ECC and you have a group reporting system and you also have BPC, let's say, okay. So parallelly you can do, let's say that you can take the data into the group reporting and then you can do the consolidation. Same time, you can also move the data into the BW, then BPC and do the consolidation, right? So I'm not understanding where exactly is the time so much saving is happening.
See, here first you have to collect the data, right? That and all you are doing, it's a continuous account. So you can release on daily basis also to the group reporting.
Okay, let's say
So
that
you can do the validation, you can perform, you can do the simulations and everything, intercompany currency translation, everything you can do it. So at the end of the day, everything is ready.
yeah, it is ready, but it is again end of the month. Again, you have to transfer the data, right?
No need, right? So if you do it on daily basis also, at the
But
end of the
delta,
day
I'm talking
also,
about delta. I'm talking about delta.
it will overwrite. In the group reporting, what happened is it will overwrite the data, everything.
Okay,
So
the data
it will
transfer,
delete the existing data and it will overwrite everything.
the data transfer from ECC to BW will take only maximum of an hour or so, right? So
Depend
we
upon
are only
the number of entities also.
yeah, it's number of entities I'm talking. Okay, maybe it takes maximum 1 hour or 2 hours. Okay, 3 hours, let's say, not more than that, right? So you're saving 3 hours of time, but not weeks of time, right?
Yes, but you need to think on not only just the solution is whatever the time saving is not only related to the ECC, but it can be a non-SAP entities also. So you may have a non-SAP entities at the time, how much time it will take to load the data and everything. So
It
for
is the
that,
same. No, hold on. It is the same. If you wanted to load non-SAP entities data, it is the same time for group reporting or for BPC also. Anyway, you are doing it to the file upload. The time taken to upload into the BPC or time taken to upload the flex upload in the group reporting will be the same, right? You're not saving much
but
time.
here in the group reporting, you are uploading the data through, no need to do any other validations or anything. Directly you can upload and you can start this elimination process. But here in this BPC side, you need to do the currency translation and everything. You need to execute those tasks. In this case, those tasks is not necessary in the group reporting. Directly, you can go for the eliminations. That you
What
have,
addition? Okay, I think I will have when the topic comes. I think we can. I don't want to waste everybody's time. Okay, just for my personal question. Okay, I'll defer it to the later. Okay, thank you.
yeah. Right.
So that's a good conversation actually, but are we just saying that certain steps, like certain activities or tasks which are typically part of the consolidation process, which is triggered only in BPC, is now shifted earlier than the actual consolidation run. Is that what you are saying? Like
Yes.
intercompany, okay. Regardless of whether it's an SAP company or a non-SAP company, as long as the data is available, these functions will run continuously. Is that the new design?
Yes. So
Okay.
here in the group reporting, what happened? You can release the data on daily basis also. If you release on daily basis also, everything it will go ahead and it accumulate the
So,
data. It will delete the entries. Existing
so
entries it will delete. It will update with the new entries.
for if you release daily, day 2 comes in, and day 2 data, will it override day 1 with 1 and 2, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
it will overwrite. It will overwrite. It
So
will accumulate the values.
so the day 30th will have 30 days of data.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I think is it a delta or is it overwriting?
It's
I
over.
think it's delta, right?
No, it will overwrite. Once we release it, you
So
can.
if that is the case,
Suppose I have released the data and it has generated a document number, new document number, right? So
right?
if I come tomorrow, I will release the data again. So I have made some changes and I have released the data on the same GL accounts, another transactions. What happened? It will delete that particular entry and it will overwrite and it will add a new document number and it will update with the new amounts as well to the same GL accounts. If it is a different GL accounts, it will add those entries. So entire previous document number will be deleted from the Q table.
And another question I have is, we can definitely go in depth on this, but are these balances like year to date or daily balances?
If you want, based on the configuration, if you want to have a YTD, you can keep it as a YTD. Or if you want to go ahead on the daily basis, then it will go ahead with the daily basis.
So, but we cannot have a combination for certain entities or certain regions, and can we do that?
We have certain other configuration steps which we can achieve through that.
Like for examples, if I want in an international company, Asian companies can do like a daily balance, and Western like US companies can do YTD balances. Is it possible in one system?
In one system, either one solution we can go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So everything will be come to this Q table. Either if it is a plan data, it will come through SAC to the P table. From P2, we are going to release to the U table. If it is an actual, so then we are transferring of the financial data from A to the Q table. So if it is a non-SAP entity, directly we are loading into this particular table itself only. So we are not, if it is a central finance, obviously the central finance, everything non-SAP entities data will be there in Avdoc. Then directly we are releasing SAP and non-SAP entity data will reside in the Avdoc Universal Journal. Then we are releasing the data to the Avdoc table. So that is one how the system will do this here on the table side. So concept-wise, we have the 4 steps. So we are going to prepare, then collect, consolidate, and analyze the data. So here we are preparing the system, then we'll collect the data, then we'll consolidate, and we'll analyze that is the final step on the reporting side. So here we are preparing actuals and everything. So collect your data from subsidiaries, combine existing data, then perform automatic eliminations and manual adjustment entries, analyze your data and produce the standardized report. It's a continuous cycle. These are the 4 steps which you are performing in the group reporting. So here we can see this. So we are going to set the global parameters, how we are setting the controlling area, the same way for which period and for which particular financial year you want to perform this group reporting, that we are going to set it. Once we set that, then we have master data will be there, exchange rates will be maintained in the system. Then we have to open the period. The balance carry forward will be performed only at the end of the year. So release of the universal journal. So data collection. So if you, for non-SAP entity, we are going to load the data through the data collection. and we are going to calculate the net income, then validate the reported data, then manual postings. If you want to perform any manual postings, then you can do it here. Then reclassification, moving of the data from one FS item to another FS items, or reclassifying that, you can perform this task as well if required. Then we'll do the currency translation. Then we have done this through all these steps will be executing through the data monitor. So these are the tasks they will be executed through the data monitor. Now we have made the system ready for the consolidation process. So once we have this, then we'll do the validate the standard data, then we'll execute the intercompany eliminations, any manual adjustments, group share percentage wise calculation, investment and equity elimination, total divestiture. If there is any change in the percentage of the investment also, that we are going to execute this task. After that, if you want to perform any manual adjustments, we have this task as well. Validate the consolidated data, then data integration, then reporting. These tasks will be executed in the consolidation monitor. So these are the tasks in the data monitor. These tasks are in the consolidation monitor. These are the entire consolidation process in the group reporting. So as we see here, we saw earlier on the posting levels and everything. So master data content side, and what are the master data content? FS items like chart of accounts and everything. So sub items, all balance sheet accounts, integration with the accounting transaction type. So this consolidation unit, partner unit, consolidation groups, additional characteristics where we want to make it year to date or everything for some master data, we can control through this additional characteristics as well. So posting level, so where we are using this. So 00 is the one when we are releasing of the data and everything. So these three are reported data. These two posting levels, we are using this for the reported data. Standardized data, we are using this standardized data, and consolidation data, we are using these posting levels. So everything has been predefined, these posting levels. So this is the overall consolidation process overview side. So we are going to set the parameters. These two are optional. It's not necessary. So once we have to open the period, then balance carry forward at the end of the year, then validate the universal journal, calculate net income, validate the reported data, manual posting, currency translation, validate the standardized data. 2 times we are validating the data here. So universal journals, reported data, and standard. 3 times we are doing the validation. So everything after that, then we'll perform this in the consolidation monitor. Elimination of sales, elimination of the other income and expenses, elimination of dividends, elimination of balance sheet accounts, manual eliminations, preparation for consolidation group changes, enter group shares percentage, elimination of equity and investment, manual elimination, any manual elimination after the elimination of the equity and investment. Total divestiture, any change in the percentage line, then validate the consolidation reported data. Then it is ready for the reports. So we have the 2 apps are available in the group report, group data analysis. That is without, in 1809 we used to use this, but from 1809 onwards we have the reporting rules also. So here we can do the with reporting rules. So then we can use either 2 of these 2 apps and we can end this. So this is the overall consolidation process flow in the group reporting. So
will you be covering? Sorry, will you be covering the investment eliminations?
Yes. Yes.
Both equity method and purchase method and all.
Purchase method we are going ahead. Here we have there are 2 courses are there in the group reporting. One is S4F95 and S4F96. Activity based consolidation, we are not doing that. So equity we have to do it manually, but here with the rule based we are doing in the purchase method. So equity we have to do it manually. If you are going ahead with activity based, there it is feasible. But in the rule-based consolidation, we can do it only one method, that is a purchase method. Equity, we have to do it manually.
So there are 2 types of consolidations, activity
yes.
and okay.
Yeah. In the activity-based consolidation, that is totally different course again.
Oh, okay, that is not covered here. Okay.
No, it will become more actually. So that's the reason SAP came up with two courses, S4F95 and S4F96. Two courses. They activity-based, they made it in the separate course, and rule-based, they made it as a separate course.
So only that is a small part of the entire consolidation process, right? So that is a separate course.
Yeah, for that there is a separate course. There they have made it in the total divestiture. You may have a different scenarios, right? So they have covered in depth in that total divestiture and in the investment side, how it will happen on the activity-based side. They have made it differently in that course. So this year we may have one or two scenarios. They have in the activity-based they covered more scenarios.
Activity-based. It's called activity-based. Okay. Got it.
So made it in the different way according to the activity-wise. So most of the times, all the customers are going ahead with the rule-based. As of now, the two projects currently we are doing, both are on the rule-based consolidation. So as of now, that is the one which we are doing currently. In future, if we get an opportunity, then we need to learn and do it on that as well.
What is the course you told, SAP's course for activity-based?
It's S4F96.
S4F96. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is how it looks, the consolidation monitor for the data monitor and the consolidation monitor. So if everything is there, so here you can say this for the single, it is at all the consolidation units wise. If you want to at the group level, this is the group view and this is the single company view. So you can see that the balance carry forward, universal journal, these are all the tasks which we have. So this is the one we can see that this task has not been executed. We will come to know this through this. Journal is not with the red sign. All this consolidation. But if you look at it, so validation of the universal journal also is not visible because it's a non-SAP consolidation unit. If it is a consolidation unit only, then you will find with this icon under the universal journal. So whether it is executed or in the error status, everything you can see this. Once you execute it, it will come with the monitor icon. So this is at the group view and this is at the company view, single company wise if you want to view. So this is the consolidation monitor. Again, you can see this activity-based consolidation of investments. So this also we have one more task here in this consolidation, which has been introduced active-based, this one, consolidation of investments and group-based consolidation of investments. So currently we are going ahead with the group-based consolidation of investments. For the activity-based, we'll get separate task type will be there. That is the difference in the consolidation monitor, rule-based and activity-based. So you can see this new features. This slide will give us what are the features released in 1809, 1909, and 2020. So still I need to get for 2021. So once I get it, I may share that as well. What are the new functionalities have been included? I have a separate slide deck for the 2021, but SAP will release it with the key features so that it is easy for us, right? So you can see this matrix consolidation from 1909 onwards. Earlier it was not right. In 1809 we have very less features actually. Then 1909, 2020, and now we can see this 20. Support of multiple fiscal year variants, data mapping, everything is the GRDCs came up from 2020 onwards. Earlier it was not there. I cannot cover this GRDC in this course content because we need to have a separate license for that. So which is not be possible to. But I will share the links there. It has been explained very clearly how to map your Excel file columns with the OCDocu tables. So it is not necessary to have it in the sequential. If it is a non-sequential, just you have to map the column against the OCDocu table fields. So then you can load the data. So we need a separate license for the GRDC. It's a cloud-based solution. So this will not be covered as part of the course training. And these are all the additional functionality. ICMR also they brought up here from 2020 onwards. Earlier it was not there. So now we have the ICMR, intercompany matching and reconciliation, which is covers both for the finance as well as the group reporting as well. So that we are going to cover only related to the group reporting, not to the finance. But concept-wise, everything remains the same, so you can work out on this. I think the ICMR solution is part of the one standard financial closing cockpit running course. So they have explained very clearly in that course, ICMR on the financial side. So this is about on the end-to-end reconciliation and eliminations on the ICMR side. You can see this intercompany reconciliation. So normally we are posting local accountant will perform everything. Then we are going to release this uploading of the data. So intercompany preview and intercompany before reconciliation. So peer-to-peer intercompany reconciliation by transaction, approve and close reconciliation. Then once the local accountant is closed, then the group accountant will come into the picture. Then he will execute this. So these are the two new functionalities which came up from 2020 onward. Earlier, these two steps were not there. So here we release the data. Once we release from Universal Journal to OCDocu, then if we have any upload also, that also we will upload. Then we'll do the consistency check. Then translate trial balance data, run intercompany elimination and differences, non-intercompany eliminations, and analyze and the consolidation reported. This is about on the ICMR solution.
This will be covered, right?
Yeah, ICMR only from this part.
Group report.
From the group accountant side. So we'll not do everything here. So we'll just
will not be okay.
Because otherwise finance, everything will have to come from the starting of the finance. So separate transactions are there for this. So this is the overall, just an overview on the high level overview on the group reporting and the ICMR. So any questions? I'll try to show it in the system, 1 minute. Because now we have 2021, earlier we'll try to get that as a 2020. Mostly the training will be just we are trying to get this 2021 as well. If we have this server is available, but the functionality, everything has to execute properly. If it is working fine, then we can have a session on the 2021. So on-premise 2021. Otherwise, it will be on 2020. So I was saying, right, this is the GRDC. So if I want to do this, define data mapping, it will not work out because because we need to have a separate license for the GRDC. You can see the apps, but you cannot execute anything on this. And this is about the consolidation master data. Define the consolidation units. This is an app. So we got the server of the 2021, but I could not find any master data here because they have not activated the best practice content. So mostly I'm trying to follow with them to activate the best practice content as SAP suggested to activate 1SG, best practice content for the financial consolidation. They have not done that. So if they do that, then we'll go ahead and continue our course in 2021. If they don't do it, then we means it's very tough actually. So why means FS items should be there. Without FS items, we cannot execute any task in the group reporting. Otherwise, we'll go ahead with 2020, which is, yeah, we have the FS items are there. So cash on hand. This FS item is there. We'll try that. So here also we are going to classify the FS items according to the FS item type, as whether it's a asset or balance liability or P&L or income statement, or so we need to wait here. So reporting item or it's a statistical items. So we have the different types of FS items are there. So those and all we need to look into it. So standard master data is missing as of now in this particular server. So once it is available, then we can go ahead. If the standard best practice content is not there, then it will become a tough for us. So we may face some challenges. We need to keep on working on those fixing of the standard issues. So this is the FS item for the cash on hand. For this FS item, we may have assigned multiple GL accounts also. So that you can map FS items with GL accounts. In this app, we will do that, mapping of the FS items to the GL accounts. So currently we have 647 GL accounts have been mapped to the FS items. So here you can see this. See how many operational accounts have been assigned to the one FS item on the cash on hand. So it's a N:1. As I said earlier, multiple GL account numbers can be mapped to one FS item. So unmapped GL accounts, you can see this. 340 are there. So still FS items without any mapping. So we have 373 are there. So we almost all total FS items which we have, and what are the GL accounts are assigned, you can see in this section. So we have 373 and mapped GL accounts are 340. So here trade receivables, as I said, right, we may have different reconciliation accounts for customers. So all those we are going to map to one particular account only. Trade receivables on one time. So this will 121100 only. So that like this we can do this. Why SAP suggests not to go ahead and create FS items from the scratch means because if you look at here, it has assigned already the selection criteria, which has to be used and everything. So currency translation, selection, what are the FS items has to be selected for the currency translation. So those FS items, you will find all the FS items under this particular selection. In this selection, we may SAP has already assigned which are the FS items has to be included for the currency translation. So if you have defined a new FS items, it is easy, which has to be do the currency translation conversion, then it is easy for you to assign one FS item in this particular selection criteria. So no need to change any master data. So if you want to define from the scratch, everything it has to be done. So defining of the FS items only, it will take more than 1 year. So it is very tough. So SAP says to do to use the existing standard FS items only. So there won't be any changes. If you want, you can copy the FS item and create a new FS item. That's it. So we have the consolidation master data, analytics for the group reporting. So these are the two reporting we saw in the slide deck, right? So these are the two main reporting for the and validation of the data you can see in this particular apps. And for processing and all, consolidation data preparation. So this is a one data monitor, and this is the consolidation process. So here you can see all the tasks. So as of now, no master data is exists. That's the reason it's blank only. So these are all the different tasks are there. This is a new server. Just we got it yesterday itself only. This is a data monitor. So this is the tasks. And if I go to the consolidation of the master data, define consolidation units. So let's go to the system. So let's look at any particularly here. So we have 1710, right? So I want to create this as a consolidation unit. So create. I need to give the same name convention. Same naming, how we have defined there, it has to be the same. There should not be any space changes and everything. Create. See, the system has taken this automatically. 17 times. Transfer from Universal Journal. Because we have defined this 1710 consolidation unit as a trading partner. So it will take the same thing. So you can define whatever the currency is there, you can maintain the same. Yeah. So 1710 USD is the currency. So here you can give your local currency is USD.
So that backend system is S4 HANA?
Yeah, S4HANA, it's in the same box only.
Okay.
So here it is source for local currency key figure. What is the source key figure? So it's a H is the group local currency. So USD. What is the source key figure for the group currency? As I said, we need to define the currency key for this. So this local currency and group currencies remains the same. So it's in the USD only. How the system will identify whether it's a group currency is USD or not means it. Oh, 1 second. So as I said, we have to define the versions. In the version, we are going to specify the consolidation currency. So here we have the group currency is USD. So here the currency translation is not required. Why? Because your company currency is USD and group currency is also USD. So then there is no problem for us. But if it is a different, here we have the local currencies for this company is Euro, then you have to define a separate key, currency key for that. Currency type has to be assigned, separate currency type has to be assigned in to the company code. Then that can be transferred. So it is a automatic, it will take this, no need to change anything manually. So once you select this, see, not applicable without universal journal integration. But once I enter, by default, it will take up this. So if I save it, whatever the naming convention is there, naming is maintained for this company 1710, it will appear here, company 1710. By default, it will be there. And if you want to upload the data for this particularly, so tab format you want to go ahead or semicolon. So CS, so semicolon. So you can assign this. And what is the currency translation method? So the consolidation unit, you need to assign this. Which translation method you want to use it. So these are the settings which we need to take care during the creation of the consolidation unit. So if I go back, so if I create, now I'm giving different create. See, by default, it has taken as no integration because this arc10 does not exist here. Right? arc10 does not exist. So by default, it has taken no integration, and then now you cannot switch over. It's not feasible. It's grayed out totally. So local currency and group currency, nothing is there. You are going to load the data in the group currency. So you can load data in local currency also. There is no harm, but we have to perform in the currency translation step has to be executed. And this for this upload method is a mandatory. And currency translation method. We have different, we can use anything. So that is the difference on the SAP consolidation unit and non-SAP consolidation unit. Any questions? So as I said, first we need to set the parameters here. Always you need to set the parameters. So for which version, for which fiscal year, for which period, and what is your consolidation chart of accounts, that you have to set it by default. Every time you need to set this global parameters before execution of any task, that you need to set the global parameters. There is no transaction there because nothing is there. So we have not released any data here. So we can check that also. No values found, nothing. Because we haven't released any data here in this support. And ICMR, you can see here ICMR. So these are all the ICMR settings, configuration and everything. Define matching methods. So you have to define the matching methods here.
So in this one, like we're not going to do anything like how we do in BPC, dimensions and modeling, right?
Nothing. Very simple. Very less master data. Existing master data only we are using. Just one thing we are doing is that mapping of your operational accounts to the FS items.
And that mapping is also maintained here if it is a non-SAP company too.
Yeah, mapping has to be done and everything has to be done. For non-SAP, we are not doing any mapping of operational GL accounts to the FS items. For non-SAP, it's not necessary. Directly, you are going to load data to the FS item only for the integration consolidation units only. You need to do the mapping of the operational GL accounts to the FS items.
So that low mapping for non-SAP is part of the ETL process.
Mapping is not necessary because they may don't know. Directly they will load the data with the on the FS items only.
Okay.
So it's not necessary. Mapping is not necessary. And these are the different methods which we have. So this is the one we are going to use for the group reporting. From the group accountant side, we are using this one. So for S4 104, 101, 102, we are using at the entity level. These are the different methods which we have. So we can go here. So these are all the rules. This is the data source, journal entries too. See consolidation journal entry view out of queue only. And how the system is going to eliminate the sections means we have the selections and what are the posting levels and what are the rules, matching rules. How the system is going to identify whether the intercompany matching is assigned exactly or not. Exact match or one side it is match, another side it is not matching, currency difference is there. All those rules we are defining in this method itself. So once I execute, then here we have the run matching, then system will run it and it will check the data. If it is matched, then it will assign this rule ID, exact match, EM will assign. So if it is matching with the amount with the within the tolerance means it goes with the same match type. So like this, we have to define the different rule IDs. So we have the data sources as well here. maintain data sources. I think its details are not there here. No. Okay, I will look into this because these are all the new things, new server. So that's all from my side. And this for the consolidation process side, and this is for the consolidation data preparation. This is the data monitor, and this is for the consolidation monitor. Questions, any doubts?
Will you be sharing this deck?
Yeah, I will share this slide deck. No issue. Just I will send it to Raz, then Raz will share to you. Yeah.
Okay.
So just let us know your preferable timings, whether it's you want on daily basis or on the weekends. That also you can get back to Raj.
Will do. It's pretty
Thank you.
very informative. Thank you for the session.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Bye. Have a nice
Bye.
weekend. Bye. Thank you.
Sorry, are the sessions in the weekends only or in the every day?
That's what you people can inform to Raj or Rajendra. So then he will arrange accordingly.
Total how many sessions so that we can
See,
have
if it is a weekends, then we can go ahead with 6 weeks. We can complete the course.
6
So why I'm
weeks?
saying 6 weeks means we 1 week if anyone has any emergency or if 1 week is cancelled. So to be on safer side, I'm saying as 6 weeks.
So the weekend course, how long is the duration?
So 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. Weekends. So 5 hours will cover. Daily means it's a Monday to Friday. It's a 1 hour daily session. Same thing, 5 hours we are saying. So in 1 month we'll be able to complete this course.
6 weeks versus 1 month. Okay.
So 1 week I'm saying extra only, and to be on safer side. That's it.
So that means same. Okay, you meant to say both are same.
Both
Duration.
are same. Duration remains the same only. Yeah.
Okay.
So actually it goes with 40 hours maximum. Within 40 hours we can complete it.
Okay.
Based on that, I'm saying so we can cover up.
So you have been working in GR for a long time, or like?
See, we did when it came in 1809, we did one POC for one of the customer.
Okay.
So then in 1909, again one more POC we did for another customer.
Right. Okay.
So then 2020 currently I'm working on 2 projects.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So on the group reporting. So I'm working on simultaneously on the new cash management as well, both.
New cash. Okay. I do not know about that. Okay.
The cash management, we have cash and liquidity management, right?
Yeah.
That I'm working on the 2 projects on the cash management and 2 projects on the group reporting for the same client only. So 2 different clients.
Okay. Good to know that. Thank you.
So do you have any insight as to what's the plan for sunsetting BPC, or is there a plan at all sunset BPC?
Sunset me, SAP was slowly transferring of customers to the group reporting. Slowly, they will remove this BPC. So for the planning purpose, SAP is suggesting to go ahead with SAC, and for the group, for the consolidation, it's suggesting to go ahead with group reporting.
So SAC also from a architecture standpoint, it's pretty similar to like group reporting, right? It's getting away from going away from BW concepts.
Yeah, so most of the time, yeah.
Okay.
So SAC, they are promoting now. So they have to promote their product, right? Otherwise, customers will not show interest. So now what SAP is doing, even in treasury and risk management on the cash management side, so they are developing all the apps on SAC only, not on the standard Fury landscape. Dashboards and all, they are preparing in the SAC, so that the customer also can purchase the SAC license as well. So slowly, everything they are going ahead with these two modules, SAC and group reporting now. So they are suggesting all consultants should be aware of SAC nowadays, finance people. So for BW, slowly all the reporting and everything, report dashboards and everything, they are developing in SAC. Some Fury apps are very good apps are available for treasury and cash and liquidity management on SAC only. Those are not available in the standard Fury launchpad.
Okay.
Slowly, they are so BPC will be wiped out slowly, not immediately. Maybe in down the time 1 or 2 years. So then later on, we need to see that. So who are coming customers? They are suggesting to go ahead with the group reporting. Some challenges are there in this particular in the solution of the group reporting also. So it's a new baby, right? So obviously there will be challenges will be there. So SAP is trying to cover up those every time with the notes, and in the every changes in the release, they are coming with all the new features.
But big companies, and will they go for group reporting? Big corporations, because most of the people are in BPC, right? They want.
Existing customers will not go into the group reporting. Only the new customers, whoever is planning to go into the BPC, they may recommend for them. SAP might recommend them to go ahead with the group reporting instead of BPC. They might recommend to go with the group reporting.
I think, see, the earlier, the BW, right? Yeah. BW always is implemented as a standalone system, right? But SAP has also given BW as part of S4 embedded, but not many people have implemented embedded BW for reporting purposes. I'm guessing GRB is going to be like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just guessing.
I'm not sure on this.
Because BW, see, if you see BW, 95% of the people, BW system is a standalone system.
Yes.
But SAP has provided BW as a module of ECC. But I have not seen any customer implementing BW within ECC or within S4. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I think one of the reason could be like IBM, the Blue Accelerator. That's a lot of people are preferring that as the backend database for a lot of things. And BW, I believe, is licensing is higher compared to these other places.
Okay.
Even RTC also, very few customers are there with the real-time consolidation on the in S4HANA. 1 or 2 very less customers are there with the RTC.
Yeah, RTC now is gone, right? So it is now
gone. Now totally gone. Now they are diverting into the group reporting.
Yeah, RTC. Is there a major difference between RTC and group reporting? I'm not sure, but
I'm not sure. Because I worked on the BPC only for 1.5 years. It's a support project on the planning and consolidation.
Okay.
I worked on the support project only, not on the implementation side. So it's a support project. Initially, I was in the support. So at the time, I got an opportunity to work on 7.5 as well as 10 also, both. So there is a difference between 7.5 and 10. Then now almost 7-8 years now, I never touched the BPC again. So once we are out of 7-8 years means now I have forgotten everything in BPC.
No, I know about BPC. See, I worked in 10.1 and 11. So that is the reason I'm asking. Is it SAP's gimmick that the 2 weeks saving of the consolidation time? So we'll have detailed discussion about that later.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but
They are
I
saying
think
that it will take time. See, we should not always consider only the BPC. We may have other consolidation solutions in the market, right? So there we have to extract the data and then load the data and transform and load it the data. Those everything will be overall on the big picture side. They might have considered this 2 weeks of time, saving of time. Not
it's a
only
sales pitch. I don't know. I think they have to
I
sell
don't.
something, right?
Will the same continuous accounting run for if it's not a HANA database? Would it still be the same concept?
Yeah,
Can
yeah. Because
can
see, the way what we used to do is every day delta transfers we used to do from ECC system. Okay, I'm even talking about ECC, not even S4.
okay?
ECC on daily basis, the delta goes into the BW and goes into the what do you call BPC system. And every 2 hours, we used to schedule a job for consolidations. So that means every 2 hours you are getting a consolidated,
Yeah, but
especially in the month end
is it consolidating at a group level or at a entity level?
group level.
Group level, okay.
Yeah. Entity level, see, there is no entity level called data collection, right? So all the eliminations, everything, right? We can schedule a job in BPC, right?
Yep.
Once we schedule all the jobs, put it in a process chain, run it. So it will be running every 2 hours. So once people feel that everything is okay, then they can stop that process chain. So I'm not getting that weeks of time why SAP is saying. I don't know. Only SAP people can
it's
say.
a sales point, right? You have to attract the customers, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so even so many people on the sales side, they may give so many promises, but once it comes and the project is ready, then we'll face so many challenges. So sales
Okay.
guys may give so many promises, but everything cannot be achieved. Then we will go with the customized.
Yeah, they sell and go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you
Wonderful.
all. Thank you. Bye.